Fire. Okay.
Why are you sitting here?
Too much pressure. Okay. All right, so we're gonna start. So we're going to be working, I had to compliment again. She has a beautiful bustier that it has a seam on the center front. That's why she doesn't have a full front. Okay? These are all for 4 pieces. Center front, side back, center back. Anybody that needs a cutter's must? Okay? I'm going to give you a copy so you guys have it, and you need to color code it on the pattern and on the cutter's must. That's like what you're supposed to. Okay, so we're going to work on the self first. So now that I have a pattern here, I'm gonna remove it. And I do this very methodical because I don't want to make a mistake. So I wanna make sure that I don't make that mistake. So then I open it up as if I am having all the pieces ready to be sewn a full bustier. So the 2 center fronts, the side fronts on each side. Look at how pretty. The 2 side backs, okay? And the 2 center backs. So then I'm gonna get, bless you. Then we're gonna get the fusible with the interfacing. See that this needs a little bit better, right? The fuse part should be touching the muslin. So this one would not go here because it has a different shape. This one actually will go here. Delish. So this one, this is the fusible. Don't be afraid of putting pressure and heat. So that way it's not coming out. And you come and do every single piece. Remember, the fusible should be touching the muslin. Thank you. Look, I have an assistant. That shouldn't happen.
Yeah.
For the real one, it should happen because you will see it later on. It will show. Okay? So what I will suggest is that you pin with the interfacing on top. You don't need to put a million pins. Like for example, on this piece, I will put 1 on every corner. And what you're gonna do is a holding stitch. Anybody can tell me what a holding stitch does? Oh my God, you guys are geniuses. Okay, so your seam allowance is a 1/4 inch, half and half. I wanna stitch it at less than a 1/4 inch. That way when I stitch it 1/4 inch, that holding stitch will be inside the bustier and I don't have to be picking it out. Does that make sense? Now, why am I sewing it on the machine this way? Because if you sew with the muslin on top, your foot is gonna be pulling and at the end you're gonna get a pleat. If you go do it this way, it's gonna lay really flat. So you can come in here, get to the corner, needle down, press your foot up, pivot, pivot, pivot. You don't need to reverse to begin and end. And you're gonna have all your pieces ready. After you have all your pieces ready, I will keep it in order like this, and then I will go right sides together, and you stitch this, right sides together, and you work your way from center back to center back. Does that make sense? She has a belt, so she's gonna do the same thing. She's gonna get the fusible touching here, and she's gonna do a holding stitch all around. Then I will explain the belt to her later. Now for the lining, I'm gonna do exactly the same thing that I did here, because you are having 2 bustiers. One is the self, and one is the, be careful that you don't leave something in the middle, because it gets stuck in there. So this piece is like this. Yeah, it is. Okay? So this one is here, This one is here. No, this one's here. This one's here. This one's here. I don't know about you, but I like to have my things clear, so I don't just grab around pieces. I put them in order that I do not make any mistakes. So after I have the muslin with the fusible, again, you get right sides together. You start stitching on this one too. On the edge, I don't want you guys to start stitching at the seam allowance. Start at the edge, reverse, go to the end, reverse, okay? And follow the edges, because see that they have different curves? That's what you draped. That's why it's given the shape of the bodies, right? So you again, so here, all the way to the end. Once you have these two ready, I'm going to show you how to press the bust cups, okay? And then I'll show you how to start putting boning. And then after the boning, we'll put the bust cups, and then we'll line it. And depending on how you guys have it, if you have a zipper, or if you have grommets, or if you have hook and eyes, we'll have different methods on how to finish the closure for the bustier, okay? I like that because even though you're not doing it that way, you can get to see different methods on how to do it, okay? So I will be showing you. So I'm not going to torture you more with the boning yet. I want you guys to be probably on this stage before I start showing you the boning, because I'm going to show you probably about 3 or 4 different methods on how to install boning. Okay. Carol has it.
That roll? They don't have the one you gave us.
No, Bortran doesn't have it. Mood has it. I know that Amazon has it, but it's going to be a roll of probably 50 yards. So maybe if you guys can buy it between like 6, 7 of you. If you have an Amazon account, probably it'll be.
How many yards do you think we need for this?
You will have. Do you have? What do you have? Grommets? You have lacing in the back? No. What do you have? Hook and eyes. So if you have grommets, you will have one on the center back and in every other seam. In her case that she has only hook and eyes, she will have 1, 2, 3, not on the center front, 4, 5, 6.
So for mine?
You have grommets? No, you're not going to put them on every seam.
Okay.
No,
I'm sorry.
we're going to use it only at the curve of the breast. Like for example, hers, it goes out too much because it's her design that way. The boning will go straight up. So boning doesn't have to be on the seam, okay? We can put it in the middle of nowhere if necessary, okay? Like for example, in this case, we probably will follow the seams up to the bust point and then continue straight, okay? But I'll work with you guys and see, depending how your design is, how we're gonna place the boning. Any other questions? No.
How many of these iron pieces with interfaces do we need to go?
All of them.
Yeah, but how many steps? Just do
Okay, let's review this. For the self, you're gonna have just the muslin, which will be your self fabric, and then you're gonna have the woven interfacing fused, okay? And that's why you do a holding stitch. For the lining, when you do the real one, you will use lining. The lining will be fused. In this case that you guys are doing at 12, you're using muslin for the lining and the self. That's why it's a little confusing, because it's the same fabric, okay? But when you do the real one, you're gonna have a different fabric for the lining than the self. When you guys get your fabrics, try to get a matching lining. Try to get a matching thread. If you don't have amazing top stitchings, they're going to be really obvious. Having a matching thread is going to be your best friend. Okay? All right. Any other questions? No? Okay, that's it. You're taller than me. Thank you.